Hello and welcome to Mommy Talk Live. Our next guest is Cheryl Meyer, otherwise known as Cheryl M. Health Muse, which I think is a really cute name. She wrote the award-winning book, It Feels Good to Feel Good, Learn to Eliminate Toxins, Reduce Inflammation, and Feel Great Again. The book is all about the toxins in all the phases of our life, our food, our drugs, our cosmetics, our water, our kitchens, yikes, our cleaning supplies, our heads. Oh my. Okay. Stress, toxic lack of sleep. That was me last night. Toxic anxiety, toxic relationships. Like life is toxic. Tell me there's hope. But I'm not done with the list here. Toxic lack of movement. Wow. That is a lot of toxins. I really hope sincerely, Cheryl, that you're here to offer us hope. So welcome, Cheryl Meyer, to Mommy Talk Live.
Hello, thank you for having me. And yes, I'm here to offer you hope because all the things I'm going to talk about are things we can do ourselves.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of hope.
Well, I have to ask you first, what made you do all this research? Because clearly you are like an expert on toxins. And I hear about them all the time, but I'm busy like everybody else. And so I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? I've got to tell you something personal. My husband doesn't even know this yet. I've been noticing these little spots on my face that are like kind of scabby. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what if I have skin cancer or something? And I was just getting ready to try a more natural face product, which is more expensive. And so, I mean, you're bringing it like home because I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I don't have a lot of money to spend on cosmetics. However, what I'm using could be like destroying my skin or giving me cancer or whatever. So what brought you to this little party?
Well, let me talk about your skin problem first, because believe it or not, skin is an inside job. It starts in your gut. But what we put on our skin is our largest organ. So we have to be very careful what we're putting on our skin because it does have toxins. A lot of cosmetics have toxins in them. They go into our body and then our body has to get rid of them. So they're either going to have to go through the liver, they're going to have to go through the kidneys, they're going to have to go through our breathing, through our lungs. But somehow they got to get out of our body. And the whole thing about my book is about toxic load. So let me go back and start with what made me go in this direction. I was an entrepreneur. I've had my own jewelry business for 20 years. I design jewelry. I manufacture it overseas. I sell all the big guys. And one morning I woke up and I couldn't get out of bed. I hurt from top to toe. My head was pounding. I had brain fog. All my joints hurt. All my muscles hurt. So I went to the doctor. And she looked at, we'll run a few tests. And she came back and said, there's nothing wrong with you. Go home and sleep it off. So I went home. I still was having a hard time functioning. Everything hurt, no matter what I was doing. So I went back right away. And she said, why are you here again? There's nothing wrong with you. And by the time I went to see her, she said, look, I'm going to give you steroids. That at least will calm the pain down. Well, I did not want steroids. So I decided read a report yesterday. It's because of how much in the last 20 years cat food has changed because of all the GMOs and the herbicides and pesticides that are in those. Broke my heart. So my last kitties made it to 20 and 22. These only made it to 14 and 16.
We have a 50-year-old cat, and he's really old. Like and our other cat died at 17. So the issue is that families or anyone who are trying to provide for their selves and their children and their pets, which they love, it is more expensive to buy organic. It is more expensive to buy the gluten-free animal food, or whatever it is, the less processed animal foods that don't have all the grains and stuff like that in it, which apparently causes a lot of inflammation in our animals.
It's not necessarily the grains, it's what they're spraying on them. They're spraying something on the grains called glyphosate, and it does all kinds of havoc in the body. But how to do it? Number one, you have to make a decision. Do you want to pay now or do you want to pay later? Because there are things you can do to save money that will make money for you to buy organic. You need to cook. You need, no more processed food. If you can't pronounce it on processed food, you don't buy it. It's that simple. So you need to start cooking. That will save you money from all the times you're going out. You need to stop for that. You don't need to stop for that morning coffee every morning. It's expensive. Use that to buy organic. You should be taking your lunch to work and sending your kids to school with their lunch. That will save you money. And then the next thing you do, EWG, you probably can't see this, but this is on my website, puts out something called the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. The Dirty Dozen now is 18 items because they couldn't stop at 12 because there were so many toxins on the Dirty Dozen. But these are the things, if it's on the Dirty Dozen, you never buy it unless it's organic. If it's on the Clean 15, you never buy it if it's organic. You don't need to. And then the stuff that's in between, you do the best you can because it's about toxic load. So you start with the Dirty Dozen Plus and you buy those organic, and that will eliminate a lot of the toxins in your diet.
Wow. Now that's fantastic because it seems daunting to me, even though it's something that I've been wanting to actually tackle and deal with. So tell me again the name of your book and where we can find it. We're not wrapping it up now. I just want to go ahead and get it out there.
My book is called It Feels Good to Feel Good, which I can